When someone treats you terribly, it feels like you only have two choices: get in the mud and fight back, or just fold. But people who navigate these situations successfully use a highly effective third option. They simply refuse to engage. You usually don't see the trap right away. People who drain your energy don't wear warning signs. They start small: a joke at your expense that stings a bit too much, an apology that comes with a built-in defense. "I'm sorry, but you're overreacting." Once they see you'll accept that small slight, the boundary pushes a little further. It creeps in slowly, testing your tolerance, until one day you look around and realize you're completely tangled in their mess. While blatant cruelty is easy to spot, the real danger lies in the subtle, repeated invalidations that make you doubt your own memories. If they can make you question your perception of reality, you lose the confidence required to leave. If you're a caring person, you carry a dangerous assumption that with enough patience or the perfect words, you can fix them. Researcher Brené argues that true courage requires vulnerability, but that vulnerability is only sustainable when it is protected. When you give endlessly to someone who takes without remorse, you aren't fixing them. Empathy functions as a bridge, but if the person on the other side is using that bridge to invade your peace, empathy becomes a tool for self-destruction. We often tell ourselves they are just hurt or unaware of their impact. However, the mechanics of manipulation suggest otherwise. These individuals frequently use calculated behaviors to manufacture control, knowing exactly which buttons to push to keep you off balance. Every time you try to explain your feelings or prove your intentions to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you, you give them exactly what they want. You provide the very information they need to keep you hooked in their cycle. They use a specific psychological tactic to keep you off balance: gaslighting. You bring up a genuine concern, and within minutes they rewrite history. Suddenly, you're the one apologizing for being too sensitive. This chart outlines exactly how the trap works. The moment you state a boundary, the toxic person plays the victim. The focus shifts entirely away from their bad behavior and onto their hurt feelings. They aren't looking for resolution or mutual understanding. The point of the argument is the argument itself. They want to keep you hooked in a perpetual debate where you are constantly defending your right to have feelings. You can break this by trusting your biology. Your nervous system detects toxic behavior long before your conscious brain processes the manipulation. That uneasy, draining feeling in your stomach is an internal physical warning. Someone else's inability to handle the friction of a healthy limit is their own burden to carry. You are not responsible for their internal discomfort. A boundary is never about changing how the other person acts. You can't control them. A boundary is a strict rule governing your own actions. It's not saying, "You can't talk to me like that." It's saying, "If you talk to me like that, I will leave the room." You don't need to present a 12-slide presentation on why you need space. Handing over a long list of justifications just gives them more material to argue against. State your limits simply, directly, and without opening the floor for debate. Words mean absolutely nothing if you don't back them up. Stating what you won't tolerate is entirely useless if you continue to sit there and engage with a person disrespecting you. You have to enforce the limit with physical action. Think of boundaries as access points. They allow you to select who earns entry into your inner circle based on their ability to demonstrate respect. The moment you enforce your limits, expect a backlash. They will actively try to induce guilt, labeling you as cold, difficult, or selfish for prioritizing your own well-being. When this happens, every instinct tells you to clarify your intentions. But the writer, Maya Angelou, noted why this effort is wasted. She observed that you should never explain yourself. Your friends don't need it, and your enemies won't believe you anyway. Manipulators thrive on feedback. They use your words as data to find new ways to pull you back in. Silence is an effective tactical response because it removes the fuel they need to operate. Silence strips them of their power. They can't twist words you refuse to say, and they can't drag you into a circular argument if you simply refuse to provide a reaction. Healthy people do not get angry when you ask for space. The only individuals who take offense at your boundaries are those who are benefiting from your lack of them. Eventually, they'll throw out the accusation, "You've changed." And they're right, you have. It just means you've stopped letting them walk all over you. Personal growth is an active threat to anyone who relies on your self-doubt. Watching these individuals exit your life is an indicator of profound personal growth. It's a hard truth to accept, but no amount of self-sacrifice, infinite patience, or deep love can force a person to do the work of healing if they refuse to do it themselves. You don't have to shrink your identity to accommodate someone else's dysfunction. You have one job: to protect your own peace, recognize your value, and make your self-worth absolutely non-negotiable.